Hey, Ashley. So what can I support you with today?
Hi, Clarissa. Yes. So I am recently just left my job because it was a little chaotic with me taking two classes. They was not willing to work with me at all. So I decided to just go ahead and just leave. And plus I have to take three classes now. So that's another issue. I didn't think I can handle it working full time and be a mom of four to try to do three classes. So, and they, like I said, it wasn't really to work with me anyway. So I just went on and just dropped work. But now I need help since I'm not working. I need help with a plan, a better plan to where I can still stay on task. And if something happened, like, my daughter was sick, I think the 9th through the 11th, she was actually hospitalized and my calculus class had just started May 1st. So, well, backstory. It was a chaotic trying to transfer schools because I went back home and they did not put me in the class until April the 28th. School started that Monday. So I'm like, they told me the class was going to be dropped. So I thought maybe I had more time because they was going to put me in a different class, which wasn't going to start to May 15th. I was like, okay, cool. But then May 1st roll around. Oh, I'm in class now. I'm like, great. Then my daughter got sick. And then the other two classes started May 15th. And I'm like constantly playing catch up and I'm not catching up. And so my biggest thing is, excuse me, is procrastination. I know it's weird, but if I'm very overwhelmed and when I procrastinate, I tend to push it back more. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I do. I tend to be like, okay, I know I'm procrastinating, but if I'm gonna get it done, I can just knock it out. But my brain was like, no, you don't have enough time. Like, how are you gonna do this? You gotta, like this morning, I knew I was kind of, me and you was gonna meet. I had assignments due, and I'm like, crap, but I gotta cook breakfast. I gotta feed the kids. I gotta wash clothes. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? So me trying to organize and come up with a plan, because like it's just not, honestly, it's not just my schoolwork. It's also just life. After I had the twins, it was just like laundry went out the window. Like I can't catch up with laundry. It's like I'm thinking it's like, is something wrong with me? But I need I need a life plan because I can't see my future self is not going to be here if I can't fix what I'm doing now. And I
Mhm.
need a better plan to like even incorporate cleaning and laundry and stay on top of my schoolwork, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
yes, that's mainly what I need help with.
Yeah.
It does sound a relief that I'm not working, but at the same time, it's kind of like I to me, class is not I'm taking a full load.
Mhm.
It's just a full-time job still.
Yeah. How old are your twins?
One, there'll be two on the 5th.
Oh my gosh, it's been that long. Jesus. Okay. So, and then I know your one son is like teenage age. And then how old is your daughter?
She's not. She just turned 9
She's
on
nine.
the 7th.
Okay. So they sort of can fend for themselves. I know the 9-year-old is like, but the twins cannot.
Mhm.
And then, so with you moving back home, you're staying with your parents.
Yes, into my house. Actually, when I got my acceptance letter, they surprised me with renting the house next to them. So I
Oh,
have the house next to them while I'm in pharmacy school. So I
that's-
won't have to be, traveling and trying to pick them up and find daycare. And I'm like right there next to them.
yeah.
It is an older home, so it needs a lot of work. So they're actually working on it right now. So I probably won't be ready to the end of June. So I will be staying like directly with my parents for at least a good month until
Okay.
my house is ready.
And are you going to have support with the twins? Like, is someone going to care for them when you're studying?
My mom.
Okay, your mom is okay. All right. So talk to me about how you're currently making your plans.
Well, I did print out or downloaded some of your things from the productivity kit that you have. I've been using that, but I didn't like the setup, so I decided to use a happy planner, and I got some stuff to make it happy printer, fit into my happy planner. Because I bought one that I can just a regular one with a cute little label, and I was just gonna print it out and just make my own from your sheets. I
Mhm.
just haven't done it yet. I
Mhm.
did do like you did in the video where you had you did it on the Word document because you couldn't fit it on the sheet. It was okay, but I guess with the time constraint, I don't know if I'm going too detailed. It seemed like I had like 2 pages of like to do stuff by the time I got done with it. So I do like the planner better, and I like your printout. I just have to kind of make it, if that makes sense, and print it out. And then once I get done with my time, I put it in iCal. So I know to fix myself. It's just I haven't got that for you. It seems like if I don't do it on Sunday, it's not gonna get done.
Okay. So as far as your planning, you're using the planning process that we teach inside of Educated, where you're creating your to-do list, you're estimating how much time you think things are going to take you. And then you used to put in your work schedule. Now that you're not working, it's sort of like you're just trying to manage your time around your classes. And in your pharmacy program, is it synchronous classes or asynchronous? Meaning synchronous is you have to be there on a particular date and time. Asynchronous. Okay. All right. So, and then you said that you feel like you don't know if you were going in too much detail. Can you share with me why you have that thought? Outside of it was 2 pages. Like, what made you think it was too detailed?
I guess by the time I finished it, it was just like one subject was like a page long, and I'm like, how am I gonna fit all this in it?
Yeah.
Like I was trying to figure out how to put, because you was like put them into different things around your life, and I was like, I don't have enough time. So I was like, how am I going to post all this to make sure I get through each subject or reading? And like this week, I haven't been able to read it all because I was working this week and then trying to play catch up on my other classes from when I was in the hospital with my daughter. So it was like, I'm just kind of going through the motion at this point. And if I don't plan, I see where it comes in handy. Like when I first started with you, it really does help. I see where it makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. It's just if I cannot do it on Sunday, it's not going to get done. Like my rest of my week falls off, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like if I don't put it down, it doesn't happen.
Okay. So let's say you don't put it down on Sunday. What stops you from just using Monday to plan?
I feel like I already wasted a day. I already feel like I'm already behind because I don't know what to do. I should have been already doing something that I've already had on my to-do list, if that makes sense. But I started my first week on Sunday. So technically, I just thought about this like the other day. I probably should start planning and putting stuff in my binder on Saturday night, on Saturdays for me. So that way Sunday, I have a full day of studying or whatever catch up I need to do. And then that week I can go within the work or, within the week to know exactly what I have planned. So I won't be like sidetracked.
Are you able to plan on Saturday though with the Sabbath? Yes,
after the sun goes down.
Okay, after the sun goes down.
Or technically, I can do it on the day of Sabbath. I just don't want. I mean, I can. It's not like it's forbidden. I'm not doing work or messing up. Be like, Jesus not gonna fire me for the planning on the Sabbath. So that's fine.
You know how you followed.
Right. I was just like, wait a minute. I'm not working. I'm not training. I'm not like doing any of that stuff. So I'm like, oh, we'll just have to have a come to Jesus meeting for real. Okay. But I used to Saturday night would probably be best.
Okay. But here's the thing. I'm noticing that your brain is so your brain right now is like, if it doesn't have it up on a particular day, the day that I plan to do it, then I can't do it any other day. And so even if you moved it to Saturday night, what if you don't do it on Saturday night?
I know. I'll get it done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the issue isn't what day you're doing it. It's how you're relating to it, right? So right now you have this idea and this thought, this belief. And the belief that you have is, if I don't get it done on this day, then it's too late and I can't do it. Then my plan is already ruined. And when you think that thought, how do you feel? Like I'm already behind.
Yes, and my procrastination get worse. My anxiety get worse. And I'm like, you would think by me procrastinating, I will go ahead and knock it out just to get it done. Yep. But I don't. I tend to push away more when I'm super overwhelmed. So
let's take a look at this. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to use the model to do some mindset work around this first. Okay. So because this belief that you have that you're already behind is making you be more behind, but I want your brain to see it, right? So the circumstance is planned to create my plan on Sunday, and I didn't do it, right? Let's just say that that's the case. Your thought is, I'm already behind. And when you think I'm already behind, how do you feel? What's the emotion that you feel?
Anxiety, anxious that I'm not going to make it before the deadline.
Okay. So you start to feel anxious. And if I were to place a camera and I watched you throughout the day in this state of anxiety, what would I see if I played back that video? What would I see you doing?
Me probably doing a million other things and not finishing them. If
Okay.
that makes sense. Like I start on one and be like, okay, well, no, this is not going to work. Then I might start on something else. Okay, I'm not going to finish this. And I'm back to doing whatever else I was doing.
Give me some examples of the things that you would be doing.
I started a load of clothes. Then I was like, okay, well, let me grab another load. And then all of a sudden I'm in the refrigerator cleaning that. Or I'm trying, okay, well, let me just go ahead and start on my schedule. Then next thing you know, the kids will come down, distract me. Then I was like, okay, well, I need to just relax, or maybe I need to sit down for a minute. Then I realized, oh, I never started a load of clothes. Let me go back. And before you know it, it's 8 o'clock at night. And then I'm falling asleep at 10. You know, I get sleepy. As soon as 10 o'clock hit, I'm like, I'm out.
Okay. So when you think I'm already behind, you feel anxious. And from this place of anxiousness, you basically start trying to do a bunch of things to not be anxious anymore. So you start the load of clothes, you clean the refrigerator, and then you are like, well, no, but I should probably sit down and create the schedule. You start the schedule, but then the kids come down and distract you. So now you're playing with them. And then that reminds you that you're tired. So then you sit down. And then when you're sitting down, you're like, oh, whoops, the load of clothes is still needing to be done. So then you go back to the clothes and you're bouncing around all day long until around 10 o'clock when you decide to just go to sleep and not get it done. So while you're doing all of this stuff, what are you also not doing?
My schoolwork.
What else?
Not planning. I never finished my schedule, not planning at all.
And when these are the actions that you're taking, what is the result that you're going to create if this is what you do?
I feel like I'm a fail. Like I feel like I'm not going to get it done to where I'm not going to do good on my exams or my tests.
You're not going to get what done?
My schoolwork, my quizzes, anything that's due. My assignment.
Yeah. So because of this thought, nothing gets done. Everything gets started, but nothing gets done. Right? And the only reason why this is happening is because your brain keeps offering you the thought, I'm already behind. And when your brain offers you the thought, I'm already behind, and you believe it, right? It creates anxiety. And because you don't want to feel anxious anymore, essentially you start doing all these things to try to get rid of the anxiety. But the entire time that you're doing all these things, you're telling yourself, I'm already behind. And so then you're anxious some more. And then you start on a whole bunch of other things. And because you're constantly starting on a whole bunch of things, because you're telling yourself that you're behind, nothing ever gets done. And if nothing gets done, there's always going to be more to do.
Yeah.
So the issue, the culprit here is actually this thought. You think that this is true. Like you think that that's a fact.
Mhm.
So I want to explore that with you.
Okay.
What does it mean to be behind?
I guess because I have a deadline and I'm looking like if I don't do my work before this deadline, then it means I can't turn my work in or I get an A. I mean, I don't get the A that I need or get the grade that I need. And then it's just kind of escalated. If I don't get the grade that I need for this quiz, sometimes I'm like, well, if I have 10 other quizzes, then I'll be okay. But if I know I got only 3 quizzes, that's going to mean that's going to be higher score. And I'm like, okay, if I don't do well on this one, that means I'm already messing up. Like I only got 3 other chances to get a certain score, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I want to challenge that because the deadline for creating your schedule, it's not real. You made that up. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Yeah. So then how can you be behind on something that you made up?
I don't know. I guess I figured that if I don't get it done now, it's just not going to get done. Regardless.
Yeah, because you decide that it's not going to get done.
Right. I feel like I'm just so overwhelmed with everything that's going on. If I don't do it now, it ain't gonna happen. Or I'm end up falling asleep and then I'll be mad at myself when I wake up.
Yeah. But you're overwhelmed because you're telling yourself I'm already behind.
Yeah, I see that.
So that's actually what we need to work on shifting, is that belief, like I'm already behind.
Okay.
And so what I would like to do is I want to walk you through a process in order to do that. I'm just going to bring up my notes for this.
Okay.
And okay. All right. So this is a process to help your brain look at this belief differently so that you can think something different. Because right now you believe that behind is an actual thing that can happen, especially when it comes to your schedule, which we know is false because you're the one creating the deadline. So if you don't get it done Sunday, you could just get it done Monday, but you're not, because you believe that you're behind. And then when you believe you're behind, we just saw the whole pattern that plays out. Then you actually get behind. So we want to switch this. Okay. So I'm going to ask you this question. Is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to get rid of this belief today and for you to be consciously aware of it?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you think of the belief that you're already behind, do you have a picture?
Yes.
Okay. Is it black and white or color?
Color.
Is it near or far?
Near.
Is it bright or dim?
Bright.
When you think of that picture, is it like in the middle? Is it to the right? Is it to the left? Is it up? Is it down?
It's right in my face. Just
right in your face? What's the size of it? Is it large, medium, or small?
Large.
And when you think of that picture, are you seeing yourself through your own eyes, like you're in the picture, or are you looking at yourself?
Looking at myself.
Okay. Is the picture focused or blurry?
It's focused.
Is it changing or does it feel like it's steady?
It's changing.
Is it framed, like you can see all four sides, or is it like panoramic where it's like all around you?
All around me. Panoramic.
Is it playing like a movie or is it a still picture?
Like a movie.
Is it moving fast or slow?
Sure.
Is it flat or is it in 3D?
3D.
What sounds are present?
Just a lot of noise. Everything that's going on. Kind of like any city noise, like I live in New York or something.
Is it like centralized somewhere or all around, like you said?
Just all around, yeah.
Is it playing internally or externally?
Internally.
Loud or soft?
Loud.
What feelings are present?
A lot of anxiety, fear.
Where is it located in your body?
My head and my chest.
What's the size of that feeling?
Large.
Does it have a shape?
No.
Okay. Perfect. What are you going to be doing after this?
Working on my homework.
Okay, so now I want you to think of a belief which is no longer true. So for example, I'm 15 years old, or Santa Claus is real. When you have that belief, let me know.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah. So think of a belief which is no longer true. An example could be like, I'm 18 years old, or the Easter Bunny came yesterday, or the Tooth Fairy, or something like that. So do you have a belief like that which you used to believe but isn't true now?
Yeah, I'm 18.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
And when you think of that belief, do you have a picture in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So is it black and white or color?
Color.
Is it near or far?
Far.
Bright or dim?
Dim.
Where is it located?
Just in my head.
Okay. Is it like right in front of you, on the
Oh,
side?
sorry. In front of me.
In front of you.
Mhm.
Is it large, medium, or small?
Medium.
Are you looking at yourself or through your eyes?
Still looking at myself.
Is the picture focused or blurry?
I'll say focus.
Is it changing or steady?
Steady.
Is it in a frame where you can see all four sides, or panoramic?
I would say a frame where I can see all four sides.
Is it a movie or is it still?
It's still
3D or flat?
black.
What sounds are present?
No sound.
What feelings are present?
No, I don't really have a feeling.
Perfect. Okay. Your headphones are cool, by the way.
Thanks. Thanks.
Okay, so I want you to think of that belief that you wish you didn't believe. And when you think of it, do you have a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I want you to take that picture and I want you to turn it black and white.
Okay.
And then I want you to take it from being right in front of your face and move it like super far away.
Okay.
Turn that bright. I want you to picture a dial, and you said it was really bright. I want you to turn it really dim. So like you almost have to like squint your eyes to see.
Okay.
And then I want you to take it from being right in front of you. I want you to move it off to the left.
Okay.
And take it from being really, really large and make it so small again where you have to like squint your eyes to see.
Okay.
Make it blurry,
Mhm.
steady,
Mhm.
stick it in a frame,
Mhm.
take a picture, make it still.
Mhm.
Make it move really, really fast, like it's like vibrating,
Mhm.
and flatten it out like you're looking at a frame.
Okay.
Go ahead and remove all the sound like it got sucked into a vacuum and you're just surrounded by silence.
Mhm.
And then watch all the feeling get sucked out of your body again like a vacuum and take it away. When you have that, let me know.
I have.
Okay. So you know that sound, you know when you have those master locks, like those big fat ones, and you know when you like close it, it makes that like sound.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I want you to do that with the picture, lock it in,
Okay. Okay.
lock it in place. And when you've done it, let me know.
I'm done.
Okay. Now, what about that old belief? How is it different now?
I don't feel it. It's not there.
What else?
No more anxiety. No more fear. Being put away.
Mhm. What's in its place?
Nothing. It's just gone.
Think of the positive belief that you want to have instead. Probably the opposite of the belief you used to have. When you think of that, do you have a picture?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. What is that belief?
Finishing pharmacy school.
So I finished pharmacy school.
Mhm.
So I want you to go ahead and what color is that picture now?
It's bright.
Is it black and white or color?
It's color.
Is it bright or dim?
It's bright.
Where is it located?
Around me.
Around.
Well, never mind. We got to stay around me.
Large or small?
Large.
Are you looking through your own eyes or at yourself?
Through my own eyes.
Is it focused or defocused? Blurry.
It's focused.
Framed or panoramic?
Framed.
Is it focused or changing?
It's focused.
A movie or still?
Still.
3D or flat?
3D.
What sounds are present?
Nothing. It's no sound.
What feelings are present?
Accomplishment. I done it. I did it. I finished. Happy.
All right. So I want you to go ahead and again, that master lock,
Check.
lock it in.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what do you believe about your ability to finish pharmacy school?
Right now, I feel like I can't.
Like you can?
I can't.
Okay. Say more.
I don't know. I guess the feeling of sometimes I have a strong negative input around family and friends for a long time, so it's stuck in my head sometimes. Or the fact that I can't do this because I have 4 children trying to go into a professional program like this. Or, it's stuck in my head. People say, "Oh, your mom's going to help you, but she's older. She's not going to be around much longer. Then what you going to do?" So that's a fear. Like if something happened to my parents, then what I'm supposed to do? Drop out of school?
Okay. So you feel like, so right now your belief is that you can't do it because you won't always have the support to do it?
Yes, the support. And I feel like my kids to come first. Like if something was to happen, like I would just have to drop out.
Yeah, so it's like all surrounded around support. Okay.
I mean, also a part of me is scared that I'm not gonna be able to grasp the material. I do have that feeling as well. Like sometimes I feel like I'm not smart enough, or that I'm gonna be able to get the material and just actually understand it to pass the course. Because at this point, it's not necessarily passing the course. I needed to know, and I need to know the material. I don't want to go out there blindsided.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think that belief is, I don't really think that that's the issue because you've actually never brought that up before. You know how to study. It's always been the issue of like not having the time because you have 4 kids, you were working full time, and it's like, you just didn't know how to like, so I think that the real belief here that's like preventing you from showing up the way it is that you want is this belief of like, I'm already behind, I can't do it. My kids need to come first, right? Like I need to put myself on the back burner if like anything were to happen. Okay. So, okay, I want you to think of a belief which is absolutely true. Like the sun will come up tomorrow. When you think of that belief, do you have a picture in mind?
Hold on.
Take your time.
Yes, I have it.
Okay, what's that belief?
I am going to pass calculus.
Okay. So, is that image black and white or color?
Color.
Is it near or far?
Far.
Bright or dim?
It's dim.
Okay, I just want to double check. You believe this already?
Yes. I
Okay.
do believe.
Okay. Is it in front of you, on the side, up, down, and back of you? Where is it?
It's in front of me.
Large, medium, or small?
Large.
Are you looking through your own eyes or at yourself?
At myself.
Is it focused or blurry?
Focus.
Is it changing or steady?
It's steady.
Is it framed or panoramic?
Framed.
A movie or still?
It's still.
3D or flat?
3D.
What sounds are present?
Nervousness, I guess we'll say. I don't know how you would say nervousness.
What does nervousness sound like?
I don't know. Trying to think of the word. It's the sound, but I just don't know how to put it in words.
Is it like the shh
Yeah,
sound?
I do. Yeah. I do.
White noise, we'll say white noise.
Yeah.
And then what feelings are present?
There you go. Nervous.
Okay. So, so I want you to think of a positive belief that you want to have instead. So probably the opposite of the limiting belief you used to have. When you think of that, do you have a picture?
Yes. A positive one, right?
Yep, that you want to have instead. What's that belief?
I'm going to make it through this week.
Okay. Okay, do you have a picture?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to take that picture. What color is it right now?
Black and white.
Okay, I want you to make a color.
Okay.
Is it near or far?
Near.
Put it really, really far away.
Okay.
Is it bright or dim?
Bright.
Okay. Turn the knob all the way down, really dim it.
Okay.
Is it, so if it's not directly in front of you, put it directly in front of you.
Okay.
And if it's not already huge, make it huge.
Okay.
Okay. And if you're looking through your own eyes, I want you to look at yourself.
Okay.
Make it really focused, like really fine tune it. Make it really steady. If it's panoramic, frame it. If it's moving, make it still. If it's flat, turn it into 3D. Okay. When you got it, let me know.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead, master lock.
Yep.
Lock. Okay. Now, what do you believe about your ability to make it through this week and finish pharmacy school?
I can do it, especially with the right planning.
Okay. And why do you have this new belief?
Because I won't necessarily believe about the time restraint. I just need to do it. I mean, I know I have a deadline for my assignments, but that's going to help as far as planning goes. I have that written down in my planner and in iCloud. I mean, whatever the Google Calendar to alert me a certain time, so I would not feel so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I would have basically an assistant.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's future pace this. I want you to think of a time in the future when, if it had happened in the past, meaning before we met today, you would have believed that you were already behind. And tell me what happens instead.
So we're doing a future me.
Yep, I want you to think of a time in the future that if you had been in that situation before we met today, you would have believed, oh, I'm already behind, gonna fail, etc. Tell me what happens instead now that we did this today.
I don't see myself making it to pharmacy school.
What?
I feel like I don't. You said if I believed before if we had this conversation, right?
No, I want you to think of a time in the future
Mm-hmm.
where if it had happened before we did this exercise, you would have thought I couldn't have made it. But now we did this exercise. So tell me what's different.
Oh, okay. I see.
I knew you weren't understanding me. I'm like, what?
Okay, so yes, I would have my stuff together. I'll be more focused. I'll be on top of my stuff, but definitely. And I would feel like I wouldn't be so anxious.
Mm.
And I probably won't even procrastinate. I mean, I know a little bit might come, but for the most part, I would have my stuff together. It would be written down. I could tell you what I need to do, when I need to have it done by a certain time, according to my restrictions as far as like planning it out. So when the deadlines come, when the assignments are due, I'm not over here pulling my hair out
Yeah,
at 10:59 when it's due at 11:59.
right. Because you now have the thought, I can do this, especially with the right plan.
Right.
So the plan does what for you?
It guides me.
Yeah. And these deadlines, how are they different now?
They're different as far as me putting a time step on it, as far as what my requirements are for myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the deadlines help you to know how to create your plan.
Mm-hmm.
And the plan guides you so that there is time to get everything done. The laundry, this playing with the children, the cleaning the fridge,
Mm-hmm.
working on the calculus assignments, like doing all of the life things.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why before your old self had a hard time was because she didn't see the value in the plan. She didn't get it.
Right.
Right. You right now in this moment, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, of course I want to do this freaking plan. I don't care if it gets done on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, because the moment I get it done, I know I'm going to have time for things.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about your plan then.
Okay.
Because you do have more time than you had before, which sometimes can actually work to our detriment if we're not intentional about the time.
Right.
So what days of the week do you have your pharmacy classes?
Well, that pharmacy school actually starts in August, but the summer classes I have they're unfortunately all online.
Okay.
But all my assignments are due for all 3 classes are due on Sunday. Well, I have discussions due on Thursday. And then we have to respond to those 2 other students for those discussions. Those are due on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And then my calculus, that's for micro and organic. My assignments and quizzes and everything are due Sunday before 11:59. Now calculus exams are on Fridays.
Okay.
So technically Thursday, Friday, and Sundays is when I use the bulk of my stuff are due.
Okay. And with your calculus, sorry, not with your calculus exam, with your online classes, let me get myself together. With your online classes, I'm assuming they're asynchronous. So they upload videos you watch, or they assign readings and you do the readings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now the calculus class, I have a tutor that's with the university that's helping. And since I reached out to him, he's willing to work with me for free, which is awesome. But he wants to meet every day. So it's kind of seemed like I'm in class, but not in class.
That's perfect. Yeah, no, I love that.
So
That
I
was
meet him every day. I actually have to meet him when I get through with you.
okay.
Like we meet
Okay.
every day.
That's great because you have that support with him or her.
Mhm.
So have you decided when your classes are?
No.
Okay, we need to decide that. So you know that I always teach that even if you're taking online classes that don't technically have a date and time, you want to treat it like it's a normal class where you have to be
Right.
there Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. or whatever.
Right.
So one, this is going to help you to wrap your mind around like, oh, this is my micro lecture day. This is my organic chemistry, whatever lecture day or whatever it is.
Okay.
And it also helps your mom know ahead of time when she's going to help with the twins.
Right.
It'll also make her feel less anxious because she knows that she's done watching them at a certain time. You know what I mean? Like, she's like,
Yeah. Because they're a handful.
yes. It's like one is a lot. Two the same age, and they probably feed off each other is a lot.
Yeah. Especially that last one, Casey.
Yeah, and they're boys, which means that they're every they're rough. I feel like girls will sit for a while. Boys are just like, let me throw myself off of this couch.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Or Jordan gets in her feelings because she complains, why you can never have another girl? I'm the only one. I have to fight with these boys all day. I'm like, okay, Jordan. Or next thing you know, she finally gets out of her mood and she's coming down with a frozen princess gown on. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll see her in another hour.
That's so funny. Okay, so let's decide on when those days are going to be. So do you work back because you have the ability to decide, right? Not everyone always has that luxury, but you do right now. So do you prefer to do you want to have weekends off of studying right now? Or do you want to just have like 1 or 2 hours where you're studying on the weekend? Do you want to just only have school focus Monday through Friday right now? Like, what are you feeling?
I want to try to leave the Sabbath out.
Okay.
So it's mostly like Friday night to Saturday night.
Okay.
Basically. I want to kind of,
Okay.
focus on.
Yep. And then what time of day do you want to be done?
Do we want to just go for right now, summer? Or
Yeah, just for summer. Just for summer.
Okay. I say 6 or 7.
Okay. All right, let's go at 6 p.m.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that you're going to be studying from sun up to 6 p.m. Like, I'm just we just know like this is the absolute latest that I'm willing to like study if I need to. And then after that, it's going to be family time. It's going to be laundry time. It's going to be relaxing time.
Yeah, it's the summer and I don't have to worry about helping kids with homework. So I think the only distraction would be is probably just cooking in between the time and laundry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So, do you like having set days for like particular classes? Do you only want to focus on one class a day? Do you want to do 2 classes a day?
I guess a set time. I guess since it's the summertime and it's such accelerated, I probably need to do all 3.
Okay.
Going back to back. So I won't have so much on me if I wait a day or 2, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you're going to do 3 and the max that I recommend studying for each class is 2 hours, right?
Per class.
Per class.
Okay. Now that doesn't include actual assignments and homework, right?
That doesn't include assignments. It includes the work that needs to get done ahead of time to complete those assignments. Okay. So essentially I'm saying it's like you're either spending 2 hours like reading or you're spending 2 hours like watching the lecture and taking notes.
Okay, so there's 2 hours is reading.
Or watching lectures, notes.
Okay, videos. Okay.
Yep. And then it's going to be like an hour to an hour and a half for like whatever assignments it is that you need to complete.
Okay. I'm writing this down. For assignments. Okay.
Yeah. And you're not going to be doing assignments every day. It's only going to be like, yeah. So just to keep that in mind. So then you said you want to do every day. We're leaving Friday, pretty much Friday, all day Friday and Saturday. Well, half a day Friday, all day Saturday off essentially. And then you'll do some studying on Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
So then what it would look like is your kids are going to be home over the summertime. So you can either do it where like, I'm just like, if you were to work, right? I'm just going to work. I'm like at work from 8 to 1 o'clock or whatever. And your mom is watching the kids during that time. Or you can break it up where it's like, I'm going to do 2 hours and then give my mom a break and then 2 hours, like however you want to do it, however your brain works best. Do you like having more so like, I just want to get it done, and when I'm done, I'm done?
No,
Or do
I
you like
probably
breaking
need
it up?
breaks. I
Okay.
probably need breaks.
Okay.
Because after so long of me studying, I've noticed that, well, I read it, but I won't comprehend it, if that makes sense, if I'm focusing too long.
Yeah.
So I would definitely take breaks.
Okay. So what you're going to decide this, I'm just going to give you like a framework that you can use. Let's say, for example, like you wake up at 6, you do all the things with the kids until like 8:30. And then you're going to sit down to like do your first block of studying, maybe from like 9 to 11. You can pick what these times actually are. I'm just like making pretend right now just to give you an idea.
Okay.
And then let's say that at 11 to like noon, you're like making kids lunches, getting yourself lunch, whatever it is. And then from noon to like 2 p.m., you're working on another class.
Okay.
And then maybe you take like a little 30 minutes to an hour break. And then 3 to like 5 or 6, you're working on that third class.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And then you'd be done after that for the day. So then it would just be mom house stuff, right?
Right.
Is it going to go perfect like this every single day? No. But the beauty is that you have Sunday that you can use as like a catch-up day. Yeah. So if anything were to happen, where it's like something took you longer than it needed to take, or your daughter got sick, so instead of studying, you're, in the hospital talking to doctors, doing whatever it is that needs to be done, or something happens with your mom or whatever, it's like you have this backup day to kind of catch up on everything. But most of your work is going to be done Monday through Friday, with Sunday being this is what I call a buffer day. It's what I call like a catch-all day, where it's like, my goal is to get everything done Monday through Friday, but if something were to happen, I have Sunday that I can lean on if I wanted to. Okay. How does that feel for you?
It's good.
Okay.
Now, just a question.
Yeah.
Just off curiosity, like, do you think this is a smart way to do it as far as doing my classes all in one day like this, or should I try to break it up?
I don't think that it's good or bad, right or wrong. I think that we need to test it out for at least 2 weeks. And then after the 2 weeks, we can assess how it's going. Okay. Because the only way we're going to know if it works or doesn't is if it works or doesn't. Right. So I would say 2 weeks can feel kind of long. So if that feels like, oh, I can't really afford that because of how fast paced the classes are, let's try just having you follow it for a week. And then at the end of the week, you know how inside of Educated on Sunday nights, I always tell you guys to evaluate what worked, what didn't work, etc. You're going to do that process to see what worked about that, what didn't. So you might notice that like, oh, I actually can't start that early. It's just like too much with the kids or whatever. And it really, like, I really need that, like I can't even start until 10 a.m. So then what you'll do is that for the following week, you're going to adjust your plan so that you're starting your day at 10 with the studying. Or you might find like, I actually really studying late at night. I know you don't, but let's just say like, that's the way it plays out. Like, we're going to gather data. We're going to figure out what is working. Where did you get stuck? where did a problem come up? Did you notice that you were procrastinating more during a certain time? Did you notice that after 50 minutes of studying, you just like completely lost focus or whatever? We're going to use all that information to make the tiny tweaks. So I really want you on Sunday, so next Sunday, to do an evaluation so that we can see if the schedule is going to work for us or if there are like little tweaks that we need to make moving forward.
Okay. Okay. That'll work.
So we have a plan now.
Mhm.
And what do we now believe about our plans?
We got this.
Yeah. Because what? What is the plan?
That guiding me, keeping me focused, keeping me on task. That way I have a view of what's coming ahead. So I won't be like, oh crap, I missed this, or crap, I got like an hour to read 10 chapters or something, and I have assignments due at 11:59. It's 10:30.
Yes,
and I'm sleepy.
Yep. And the way that we set it up, it's going to be supportive for you because we're honoring your energy levels. Like we're making sure that you have those breaks throughout the day. It honors your mother and the people that are supporting you because they know what the schedule is. They know like, all right, these are the times that I'm going to be watching the kids. She's going to be done at 6 and you're going to do whatever it is that you need. Because you're going to be done at 6, at least for the summertime, and we'll figure out the fall when the fall happens. But at least for the summertime, that from 6 until you get into bed at 10, like that's your time to either like get the kids ready for bed or to throw in a load of laundry or to, spend like 15 minutes just scrubbing down the kitchen really fast or whatever it is. Right. You at least know that you're going to get at least a couple hours in the evening to like take care of yourself, to take care of your household, to take care of feeding your kids, getting things ready for the next day, whatever it is. So see how when you plan it out like this, there's time for everything because you planned for the time for everything.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So what other questions do you have, concerns, hesitations in these last 5 minutes that we have?
I really don't. I think this is good. I probably would just I know this week might be a little bit wonky because I'm actually moving this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a little bit off, but I'm pretty much think I'm going to use my son to help me with some of those. And some days my husband is off work, so I'm just going to alternate as far as him helping me until I can get to my mom.
Yeah.
For this week, and then I think we'll be okay. I just need to, like you said, plan, and hopefully I can stick with my process as far as playing, like starting on Saturday night. So that way when Sunday hit, that's my catch-all day. I don't want to spend an hour or two trying to plan and then, stuff happens and then my catch-all day is not my catch-all day, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up to you whenever you want to plan, whether you want to do it Sunday night, whether you wanted to do it Monday to take you through Sunday, however it is that you want to do it.
I just want to have a full day of focus to make sure I'm good through Monday through Friday.
Gotcha. I got what you're saying. Okay. When you create your plan for this week, plan in the move.
Yes. Don't
try to create this schedule that we just did today because it's not going to work.
Right. I need to put in my move schedule.
Yes. Yeah. So you may not be able to do every single class every single day during this move, right? Or you may not be able to finish at 6 because of the move. So what I want you to do is I want you to decide what days am I moving and what time so that you can just focus on the move. And you can coordinate with your husband, you can coordinate with whoever, your son, whoever it is that's helping you move. And those are your moving days and you get it done on those days. And then the rest of the time you can focus on the studying. And then because you're moving, and I know how moving goes because I've moved multiple times, right? It's like you move, but then you got to put everything away and like all that kind of. So those are things that you can do when you're done at 6, right? It's like, and you don't have to like move everything. It's just like, okay, I'm just going to focus on this one box today. What's in this box? I'm going to like put it away. Okay. What was your biggest takeaway from today?
The confidence that I can get this done. I can do it. My
Mhm.
confidence level is much higher now.
Yeah.
Now that I have the tools and that I know that I have the tools and resources that I can help to get it done.
Yeah. And then what's the one thing that you're going to do this week to help you to anchor that in?
Definitely write everything down in my planner and keep everything into iCloud. And I also have it set up to where I can alert my mom and my husband. So if they know I'm studying, it'll send them an alert too. So I have that in place. Well, I have it set up so everybody's aware.
Yeah. Okay. And then if life happens, because it will,
Yeah.
I always say that, what are you going to do to support yourself?
Just look back at my schedule, see what times, like if I'm done at 6, I still have at least a couple of hours before my passed out sleep time comes when I get sleepy all of a sudden. So I can use that time to get catch up. Or like you said, I can catch up on Sundays.
Yeah.
And honestly, my husband is off on Monday. So he's gonna be doing a lot of traveling back and forth. So if he does come after work, which he's off on Sundays and Mondays, I can somewhat depends on his schedule. I look at it as a luxury thing. If he
Mhm.
comes, I can also use Monday
Yeah.
to help my mom too, as far as like if she's tired, I can use that as a flex day too if I want to. If it's a day that I need to just, do everything and just focus on studying and have him cook and have him wash clothes and stuff like that. So I think I got it. It falls in planning and communication.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, I'm going to be there inside of Educated, supporting you on like the mindset and the emotional stuff. So if it starts to get overwhelming or you're like, I want to rip my husband's head off or whatever it is, that's where you come to like work
Okay.
through all those thoughts and emotions.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yes,
a
ma'am.
good rest of your Sunday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.